Now, I'm going to be using the squeegee, and I use the rough end just to take off any of the hard worms that grow on the side. So you can't really see them from here, but from the front you might be able to see they grow on the window and on the backing. So then we use the hard bit just to scrape those off, and then we'll flip it around, and if there's any algae then we'll use the stock piece to scrape the algae off. And when doing this we always have to be very careful not to scratch the glass. So we try to be firm but not too rough, and then we also have to watch out for any substrate from the bottom being lifted up and maybe getting between the squeegee or the sponge and the glass, because that'll scratch it. I don't do this all the time, but I'm basically going to use this to scrub off some of the algae that's growing on the rockwork. And the reason I don't do it so often is because the boxfish actually like to pick at it. So you don't want to clean it all off, because they use it as like enrichment. So they'll eat that and be sustained from that. Well, not fully, but partially. And then the crab also quite enjoys it. And also, it's a bit of like camouflage. Now it's running. And then you basically just let it go slowly into the gravel, and you see how it pulls the gravel up. And then it'll sift through it, and then the smaller pieces will go out, and the bigger pieces will drop back down. And then we've got a valve to just control the flow, so if the substrate starts going out, don't want that, it'll just reduce the flow. It's basically like a physics concept. So if the water level is higher than the place you want it to suck it to, the water's just going to flow on its own. So you basically get it started, and the water's just going to naturally flow. And so there's no pumps or anything involved, and then you use a bigger pipe on the end to basically reduce the flow at that point. So then it's going to lift the gravel up, and it's going to sift through the gravel, and then the smaller light pieces are going to go all the way through and out, and the heavier gravel is just going to fall back down. And that's it. So then we'll basically siphon the whole tank, all the substrate, and we'll do that 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how dirty the tank is and what it needs.